Well, hello, and a very good evening to all of you. 40 wonderful people joining us for our first ever evening masterclass. We've always done it during the daytime, but I don't know if you've noticed, we had some amazing weather over the last 10 days or so, and I thought, let's shift it to the evening time so people can go out there and enjoy themselves and head to the beach and eat the ham and cheese and tomato and sandwiches, and then get home, get started, and sit down and join us tonight. So you're very, very welcome, everyone. Thanks for the lovely comments. One lady said, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight with all the excitement, so I'll do my best to stay very boring and keep it all downbeat. All right, so how are you all? Let us know where you're joining us from. It's going to be short and snappy and to the point. So that's the way we like to do things here in our wonderful academy. So just going to give a quick introduction for those of you who have just joined this Facebook group. It's nearly 2,000 strong now. You're all so welcome. And this is a group, it's a closed private Facebook group. And in this group, you get to see what we actually do on a full-time basis. So my name is Declan, and I coach people from generally all over Ireland, but from other places in the world as well. I suppose 90% of our clients are here in Ireland, and the overwhelming feedback that we get is it's so great to have found somebody teaching what you teach here in Ireland and having a group full of like-minded people living on our shores. It's just great. We keep it very authentic. We keep it very straightforward, and it really works, and it's really powerful. And we have, I suppose our main calling card is accountability. So how we help people to get really good results is not just selling them a course and saying, there you go now, and leaving them alone. You know, we have a lot of one-to-one calls, we have a lot of group calls, and from Monday to Friday, we have about 9 different touch points where people can really they have every excuse to succeed. Let's put it that way. I've invested a lot in my own personal development over the last number of years, and I've had excellent service and I've had very poor service. So we strive to provide people with great service so that they get the results. And it's a labor of love, because a good few years ago, I did not have a lot of money. I was about 35 grand in debt, and I thought it was extremely irresponsible to hire a coach. I said, all I need is someone behind me giving me a kick in the backside every day saying, come on, you useless figure. But that wasn't the case. I had a very low self-esteem, very low self-image, didn't know what the hell they were. And we're going to give you our absolute best Monday to Friday this week. And throughout the weekend, then I'm going to take it to an even higher level at 12 on Saturday and on Sunday. So how can you get the best out of this program? Well, first of all, you really need to be working with one of our success advisors. So please comment below. We have a list, and we know exactly who you're matched with. So let's say, for example, Gavin or Neve, I see 2 names there, or Lydia, or Bernie, or Sonia. Any of you guys, we have a success advisor attached to you, and they will be taking care of you throughout the week. So they can answer any questions or give you a little bit of extra help and support that you might need. But they also have your workbook. So please reach out to them. I see the beautiful Amanda Evans here, Amanda Evans Donnelly, and last time we had a masterclass was the first time I saw her name popping up, and now is a household name in our academy, a very well liked and respected lady who's really brought a lot of wonderful energy and to our academy, and great insights. And she's an author who's also developing a course to help people become authors. So that's pretty cool. And that's what she's doing with us as well. We're helping her with the mindset side of things. She's very good at the writing side of things, clearly. So let's move on. What I am going to do is start off. This is a brand new masterclass. We've never done this before. And I put a lot of thought into it, because we're always thinking, how can we do it better in the academy? How can we help our clients to the next level? How can I help my team to get to the next level? And then we have the members of the general public that join us as if it was like a hotel. You know, you come into the seminar in a hotel. You're going to be with us for this masterclass, an hour every evening from 7 to 8 every evening this week. But also during the afternoon, my team and myself will be popping into just little bonus videos at 12 every day as well. You know, just little bonus videos, nothing. This is the real content. And I looked at what really holds people back. And one of the main problems is ignorance in the material. Not calling anybody here ignorant. It's not an insult. It's just not knowing. There's a lot of things that I am ignorant about, and there's a lot of stuff I will stay ignorant about because I don't choose to try and learn it. But we have a lot of people who just wake up very, very quickly and understand that there's 2 things that hold us back. One is the fact that we don't know how to really change our self-image, and the other is our paradigm. So you're going to learn about these Monday and Tuesday. From Monday, I'm going to start off with today we're going to start off with the self-image, and then tomorrow we're going to talk about the paradigm. And if you really pay attention, and this workbook is a very interactive workbook. The last probably 5 or 6 masterclasses I've done has been heavy on my presentation and great stories and great inspiration, but I really want to get you guys actually working on changing your lives for the better in every aspect from this very moment, okay, as we go onwards. So please comment below. If you don't have the workbook, just let us know. We'll get one to you. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. You can just write out the stuff that I'm going to be calling out. It is going to be really good, and I'll tell you why. You're going to see the sciences behind how people change their lives, how people completely get a different set of results in finance, in health and wellness, in relationships, in their business. People grow. It's like the rising tide raises all ships, not just the little boats and the little kayaks, but the huge, big transatlantic vessels as well. When the tide goes up, everything rises together. And as you start changing your self-image and changing your paradigm, everything gets better in every capacity. And I'm just delighted to see, like as I mentioned, Amanda there, Linda, and a few other people that call all these other people that joined us at the end of the last masterclass, just to see how happy they are now, how confident they are, how more fulfilled they are, how they're really working towards goals that they thought was pie in the sky stuff. Once upon a time, they're like, oh, I'll never get around to doing that stuff. Now they are. So what they're doing is changing their self-image, changing their paradigm. And I can see plenty of my current clients popping in here as well, saying hello. So they'll probably be commenting in the chat over the week, telling you, you know, pay attention, this is really good, and this stuff changed my life, and that sort of thing. So welcome to those people who have never even heard of us before. One of our self-image and our paradigm in our company is that everybody in Ireland knows us. That's what we're working towards. I think we do one of the best jobs anywhere in the world. I've worked with a lot of personal development coaches and their teams, and we are really doing a great job. And I'm proud to say that. I'm very proud of the team that has assembled together, and we're just going from strength to strength to strength. And welcome aboard, each and every one of you. Okay, so we'll start off with the workbook. Okay, you're going to have a lovely checklist here. I've given myself a reminder today to tell you about something extra special that we've never done before. A little gift we're giving you for all of this week. So on Saturday, we're going to ask, I did something, how to prepare for the masterclass. That's okay, that day has passed. Today, our Success Advisors went live. So you heard from Megan and Dusan, you know, telling you a little bit about what to expect. And tonight, it's myself teaching you a winner's self-image. So every day, just be ticking along the box. All of this information is going to be stored in the guide section of our Facebook group as well. So if you think you've missed a lesson, you can go back and find it. It's going to be stored in the guides, and our wonderful team, especially Yelena, is going to put out some really nice images to say, hey, everybody, this is the recording of day one, and so on and so forth. Each day, you're going to see there's a box on your checklist. It says, do your homework. And that's the extra special thing that the team came up with today. I think it was Megan mainly. It was a really good idea. One of the main ways that our clients get extraordinary results is the accountability that we provide. And this amazing team at the turn of the year said that they would wake up every morning at 6 o'clock and open up our academy. They would open up a Zoom call, and the members of the academy, they come on and they do, like, you have to do about a half an hour of study a day really to change your life. You know, there's something I personally love. One of my coaches said to me, if you're not willing to put in an hour a day to extraordinarily change your life, then you don't deserve the results that you're hoping to achieve. We have put, I was 35 when I started studying this material I'm going to teach you this week. So I had 35 years of habitual patterns, like totally ingrained in my mind. And every year since that, you know, I'll tell you later on about some of the results that I've had in my life and in others. I study now over 2 hours a day between meditation and everything. I could be 3 hours working on my life, working with pieces of paper and goal cards and affirmations and incantations and things. And it's worked. And what can I say? To me, I would almost hide the laptop if anybody came into my house and I was watching this stuff back in 2013. But I got really serious and started studying it full time with guidance and mentorship from 2015 onwards. And I run a company now that I think we took in, it was like 197,000 last month. And I don't say that to impress anyone, but I was I had a terrible money self-image and a terrible money paradigm. And I've changed them. So if you imagine in my office here now, the temperature, windows open, so the temperature's not too bad. But over the last week, temperature was really high. Now, if I had an aircon unit, I don't have one in my office. When the temperature goes, if I set it at 18, the blowers would come on and it would keep my room at 18. Meanwhile, outside it was 29 degrees. That thermostat is like something we all have inside of us, and it's really set and dictated by our paradigm. And part of our paradigm that really dictates it strongly is our self-image. That's what we're going to start changing tonight in each and every one of you. So the homework helps you to get your conscious mind and your subconscious mind working together as one, because we're going to be doing little bits of writing and repetition. And you're going to be doing the stuff that me and my clients are doing. We've got couple of our team now, very sadly leaving Ireland soon, but they're going home to build a beautiful mansion in Croatia, where they came over here with a suitcase and a dream, you know, back a few years ago. Now they're going home with their little lady, and great success story. I mean, there's story after story, people going 15 times their sales in their business, and that's because that was their goal. So the guys I mentioned go back to Croatia, that's their goal. I'm living my results that I told you about. That's part of my goal. It's not where I want to be. I want it to be better and bigger, but so on. Joanna's goal is not my goal. She's going to be working on hers. Paula's goal is not Chris Sullivan's goal. Chris has not got Amanda's goal. Amanda's working on her goal. Everybody together in this academy, they're all working on their own individual goals. You all have your own conditioning, your own upbringing, your own doubters all around you. You know, you might not have that circle of friends that are always going to elevate you to that next level. So the 6 a.m. club is something that we're opening our doors to all of you this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we encourage you. Our team are going to put in the Zoom link. It is like going into university on an open day and trying it out. So I want you to do some of the homework that I'm giving you. I want you to do it tonight, to be honest. But and I would like you to repeat it tomorrow as well. It's good to do repetition of the same homework over and over. And the opportunity is there for you to pop into the 6 a.m. club in the morning if you're feeling up to it. I heard some people like almost being turned off, going, "Oh my God, these people are crazy. They get up at 6 o'clock." But now, when people see the results in their lives and when they see stuff changing so much so quickly, it's not a big sacrifice at all. That extra hour in the morning, they've so much done by midday. They're so much more productive. All the to-do lists are being done really early. So I encourage you to take us up on that offer, and I'm looking forward to hearing all of the feedback from the team. They voluntarily do this, and it has really come back to each of them, and all of the clients just are benefiting. So the homework you get today, you can do it tonight, or you can do it in the 6 a.m. club. Just get in there, go on Zoom. You can keep your camera off and just observe what's going on, and you'll see how it works. I think that's a pretty cool offer. Okay, everybody. So without further ado, is that what we said? We're going to get into the self-image. So what is the self-image? So I'm going to read you some of the stuff that we use from our Academy workbook. This is what the clients use every day. We have programmed into the deep recesses of our mind a perception of who we are. I had this in 2013 when I first found Bob Proctor, and it's just been amazing ever since. I know that my results are because of the reconditioning and the changing that I've done with my self-image, with literally, where's she gone? Well, this is a red version, just one of these, a pen and paper. I have wrote myself into existence. I look back with great pride and relief and gratitude to a very broke, very scared, very kind of a self-loathing Declan O'Donoghue back in 2015. I had to borrow money from the credit union and a little bit of money from my wife's credit card to actually hire my first coach. But it was the change I needed. It's given us back 100,000-fold. You know, it's really given back a lot to me and my family. I live in a dream house. That was part of my goal. My goal was to build a house for myself and June and our 3 children. And then my new goal now, it's actually lovely today because I was honored to be on with Bob Proctor Live for a recognition day. And they read out my goal. And my goal is to see all of the people that work with me and the people that study in my academy to have the same time and money freedom that I have, if that's what they want, if just to achieve their goal. But I just love seeing houses being built, seeing people leaving their job and starting their own companies or starting their own careers or going out on their own. It's a wonderful journey to be part of, to be that mentor and that guide who walks beside them. We don't walk ahead like people with machetes in the forest or in the woods saying, "Come on, follow us, we'll show you the way." We don't walk behind you and push you. We walk beside you and guide you and support you. So yeah, you get to see that on a very big level this week. So you've programmed into the deep recesses of your mind a perception of who you are and what you are. This is referred to as an inner self-image. It is literally a control mechanism that determines what comes into your life and how well that you do in all aspects of life. And I think we all know it, like, you know, especially the ladies on here, you know, those pajama days or around the house with the hair tied up and doing, sitting in your sweats or whatever they call it. The duvet days, we like that. But then, God Almighty, look at you at a wedding and it's like stunning, beautiful dress and the hair is done, the makeup's done. So we've an image that we project to the world and we've an image that we hold of ourselves inside. So I think a lot of people can relate to this. If you're very proficient at your job now, were you like that on the very, very first day? Weren't you a little bit nervous? They were showing you around the office. You were getting your induction done. you know, it was a little bit nerve-wracking. Your self-image was different then compared to what it is right now. We have done this as drivers of automobiles, of cars, of motorbikes, or whatever. You choose to become a driver because it's kind of a rite of passage, what everyone does, 16, 17, 18, and sometimes later into the 20s, if you really didn't have a good love affair with learning to drive. But we just accept it. I am, of course, going to become a driver. It's just an accepted paradigm in the world. But you didn't know how to do it. You had to do all these weird things with your hands. It's like, I have to put it here, but then I have to do the indicators with these and the wipers. And then in another car, they're switched to the indicators and then the gears. And I got to put my left leg in the clutch. And how do you do all this? This is crazy. Hill starts, roundabouts, reversing around the corner, like what? You know, but you had to do it. So you made the decision. You made a committed decision you were going to learn. You didn't want to be getting lifts from mom and dad or any of your folks anymore. You just wanted to do it for yourself, get that sense of freedom, travel around the country. You might have needed it for your job. You accepted this paradigm shift. You accepted a new self-image. I'm a fully licensed driver. Your boss might come to you and say, I want to make you a VP in our company. You can either accept or reject that idea, but if you accept it, it's got elevating your status a little bit. You now are going to a new level, okay? So you also have this outer image, and it's the one that you project out into the world by the way you walk and talk and dress and meet and greet other people. That outer expression, that is an outer expression of an inner self-image. And you can't have a duality of those, really. If your inner self-image will really dictate the results. You can try, and, you know, I see an awful lot of people in business and an awful lot of people that start out with businesses, and they invest so much money in signage and that outward perception, and then they might do well or they might not do so well, but it's really the image they hold of themselves inside that is going to dictate how successful their business is, be it a restaurant or a cafe or any sort of business. The image you hold inside is the image that you is always going to be the thermostat. You know, you can blitz it all up and make it all beautiful, but your results will be dictated by that inner self-image that you hold all of the time. So your results are always a reflection of what is going on internally. If you have a negative or a bad image of yourself, your results are going to be a reflection of that image. Yes, that is true. Your inner self-image is, honestly, it's as powerful as this thermostat that we have in this room here. I have a thermostat for the underfloor heating, not for an aircon. I would like that. I might get that. But anything that I have, the cars that I drive or the house that I live in or the clothes that I wear, is a representation of how I see myself now on the inside. Not how I used to see myself, but how I see myself now and what I've worked on over the previous months and years. Same with my team. You know, a lot of the work that we do, and the same as our clients, a lot of the work we do, first of all, we feel the results inside. We feel the confidence. We see a greater sense of attitude, a greater sense of self-esteem. We see this start to rise and build in us. And then eventually you get that feedback from the people around you. It's like, what's changed about you? There's just something different. And that's really good validation that all this writing and repetition and study is worthwhile. But it's in the not giving a crap what anyone cares or what everyone thinks or criticism or any kind of slagging or anything. When you see that inner core of that steel rod going right up your back, you don't really care anymore. That's a really good reward. And that's someone who's elevating their self-esteem, their self-confidence, and it all comes from growing and enhancing your self-image. There is an image of a perfection that is resident in the center of our consciousness. The more we move in the direction of that image, the more your life will improve. There is no end to the good that you can experience as you develop a greater awareness of the perfection that does lie within you. So we're going to actually get started on this now with the workbook. And what I'd like to say is a lovely little quote that I like. You can write it down somewhere. It's not part of your work today. But I like this saying: if I want to be free, I have got to be me. If I want to be free, I have got to be me. Not the me I think my wife thinks I should be. Not the me I think my children thinks I should be. Not the me I think Michael thinks I should be. Not the me I think Yelena thinks I should be. If I want to be free, I have got to be me. And I better figure out who me is. Like, who am I? Who are you? Who are you really? Who are you? Who's the person you want to be? What are the results you want to have? Not what are the results you think you should have keeping up with the Joneses, or not that you think you should have because of some Instagram model you follow. Who are you? Who do you really want to be? Who is that beautiful person that's locked up inside that you might be keeping a little bit, keeping down a little bit? You know, we are the solution to that problem, and we're going to help you a lot this week. It costs nothing to do a little bit of writing and to attend our free masterclass. So you have every excuse to really start to see the results very quickly this week, just by following exactly what we ask you to do. Okay, so let's start off with the second page of your book, and it should say winner self-image, and there's a few paragraphs we're going to get writing right now. Okay, the winner self-image starts off with most people, and I want you to write this following sentence, go through their entire lives. So most people, and anyone in the team, if you would mind maybe commenting in the comment section as well. So most people go through their entire lives without understanding, people go through their entire lives with no understanding of self-image and paradigms. So most people go through their entire life with no understanding of self-image and paradigms. I met somebody recently that I haven't met for a long, long time. And when I did meet them, I was telling them about my chosen career. They said, like, because I was an acupuncturist, and they're like, oh, what are you doing now? So I told them I had, become a personal development consultant working with Bob Proctor. And they were very kind of like critical of that decision. It's not going to work and this and that. And they're in the same industry. And they said it was really tough, and you shouldn't do it, and you can't do it. You probably won't get anywhere. And then they were just like asking me for advice and shocked at what's happened in the last few years. But I wrote that down. I wrote this result out. Okay. So they asked me, why have I changed so much? And I learned very quickly after speaking with them that regardless of the coaching modality that they do, or regardless of the training that they have no concept of the self-image and the paradigm. So I want you to write that down. Most people go through their entire life with no understanding of the self-image and paradigms. And in the next line, it says, I'm making. So in this paragraph, I want you to write down, I'm making a committed decision today that I am not going to be one of these people. So I'm making a committed decision today that I am not going to be one of these people, that you're not going to be somebody who goes through this whole lifetime with no understanding of the self-image, with no understanding of the concept of the paradigm. You can choose to do it if you wish, but I would encourage you to really listen to what we're telling you, because a lot of people sell the benefits of a program, or they'll sell the benefits of something, and they'll talk about testimonials and all that stuff. And people always kind of go, yeah, but that's not me. How do I do it? We're giving you the how this week. We're showing you what we do. And all we help people to continue to do is this with accountability. A lot of people try on their own, and I was one of them for 18 months. And if you're your own coach, and if you're helping yourself, you're only going to be going to a certain level. But when you really have it's like going to the gym, you can buy the membership, and eventually it might just be a fob on your key ring that you don't use that often. But if you're with a personal trainer who's going to be kicking your backside, you're going to be going back and getting the results. And that's literally what it is. So I want you to write down, I'm making a committed decision today that I am not going to be one of these people wandering around, kind of wondering, how does it work? But how does it work? We're telling you how it works. Change your self-image, change your paradigm, and you will just be forever grateful that you did. You started your journey on an amazing life ahead of you. It's all there. It's all there. And you know what? We don't have that long, really. Life goes by fast, and we get one shot at it. Some people kind of carry out their life as if it's a trial run, and they're going to get another go. Maybe if you're someone who believes in reincarnation, maybe that's it. But right now we don't have any proof of that, and this is the only life that I have. And I made a committed decision in 2015 that I was going to let someone help me to get the results that I saw in their clients and on their stuff on YouTube and all that. And that's what we do now. People say, okay, I found my tribe, I found my coach, I can relate to you guys. I'm scared stuffless, but let's do it. And you get to really test drive us this week now and really go for it. So most people go through their entire life without an understanding of the self-image and the paradigm. I'm making a committed decision today that I'm not going to be one of those people. So how does one change your self-image? Well, if I'm in a plane and I'm traveling from London to Los Angeles, and the plane goes through a period of turbulence, there's a storm up there, it gets knocked off course. Now, the pilots themselves, they do a lot of great work, but there's a cybernetic mechanism. I want you to write down those words, cybernetic mechanism. So it says, it's a cybernetic mechanism. That's what the self-image is. And it brings them back on course. I had a level of personal debt and loans and different things that I tried to go above, and I always came back to. I would try something new, and I didn't end up having to, I'd reclaim a little bit, and all of a sudden I'd have to do something else, and then bam, I was, so I was behind a lot, and it was not fun. but I never went too far down. I stayed at this one level. And our results of our company, like I'll admit, when we had our first 6-figure month, we never went. The next month we dropped below again, and that was the company paradigm, my paradigm, the team's paradigm. You know, it is what it is. It was our self-image that we're a 6-figure earning company, but we went below the following month, and that's okay. You know, it's not failure, it's growth, and it's part of the process. But now we've gone to a 200,000 euro month, so that has to be our new paradigm. That has to be our new thermostat. You know, it won't feel so nice if we drop below that. We've set the bar at that, and we want to hit that. And if we don't, you know, we're not going to beat ourselves up. But we're going to look back and analyze if we believed that if we really adjusted our self-image, wouldn't we have got the same result? So it's a great way that you control your new thermostat. So how much do you want to earn? What type of body do you want to be running around in and walking in and in the beach in? What type of clothes do you want to have in your wardrobe? Do you want to be somebody who goes out and looks at something and loves it, but then looks at the care label or the label and goes, oh, I can't have that. You know, do you go to a restaurant and read the menu, which is what the chef tells you, this is the ingredients that you can eat, but your eyes wander to the right-hand side of the page to see if you can, if you're going to allow yourself a 30-euro meal instead of the 16-euro meal. You know, I'll go with the pasta or the dish of the day because I want to go for that beautiful lobster or whatever it was that is 35 euro or something like that, you know? So we don't sell an idea about, oh, massive luxury for no reason. We just want you to be able to choose to do whatever it is that you want to do. You don't have to be a rich millionaire and all that. We talk about this course is called The Secret to Think and Grow Rich. I love that people get amazing results when they work with us. But it's that confidence. It's that self-assurance, that self-esteem. That's really, I don't want people to work with us and study with us to just be like, you know, that story, you give someone a fish, you'll feed them for a night. You teach them to fish, you'll feed them for life. We want you guys to be able to do it to the level that we do it all the time, myself and my team, constantly creating extraordinary results. So it's a cybernetic mechanism. And let's get writing here again now. So this is the third paragraph here at the bottom of the page that you're on, a winner self-image. So we're just going to be writing this one here now. So it's a cybernetic mechanism. The self-image you hold of yourself, so in the brackets, in the blank spaces put in, the self-image that you hold of yourself, it sets the boundaries in your life. And in the next line, it says, in all that you do. So we might have a little bit less room than we need for that one, but it sets the boundaries of your life in all that you do. So write that in there, in all that you do. Okay, so it's a cybernetic mechanism, the blank, the self-image, you blank, hold of yourself, the self-image you hold of yourself, sets the boundaries in your life. You know, you might have spent your life with somebody and maybe you're not together anymore. Maybe something happened to that relationship and it hurt you a lot, or maybe you were at work someday and word started circulating around that the place was closing down and all of a sudden you're going to be out of a job. Maybe you're a person who is not entirely responsible for the results that you have or the place that you find yourself now. But you are the only one that's responsible of getting yourself away from that situation. Okay, so the self-image is going to be a hard thing to just go along and not change. You know, you won't get those results if you don't change your self-image. So you might be entirely responsible for the way you feel about yourself. Other people might have hurt you in the past, but you are responsible now for changing that up, okay? So if you have a small self-image, so write that in the blank. If you have a small self-image, you build a tiny box around yourself. So you build a tiny box around yourself. And it's like we're walking around and we're banging off this invisible cage almost. You know, we're restricted somehow in I might earn a little bit more, but then it goes back. But I might earn a little bit less the next month, but it always bounces up. This cybernetic mechanism, this kind of a balance sheet that you permit yourself to stay at all of the time. I see a comment here from Noreen, and I'll read it because she's working with us, studying with us at the moment. So she says, let me show you the comment here. She goes, I joined because I'd lost touch with me. I'd become an instrument to make things happen for everyone else. I'm so happy and grateful now that I've revived the real me thanks to Declan and the Academy team. Thinking into results works. Well, thank you, Noreen. So that's an example of somebody who goes, okay, I'm going to have an open mind. I'm going to make a committed decision that I'm going to change my self-image. I'm going to let these guys show me. And she's doing exactly what you're doing right now, following really good instructions. So what a person does with a small self-image is they build a little tiny box around themselves. It's quite invisible, but you are restricted in the results that you can get. So if somebody creates a powerful self-image, you build a certain bigger box around you. So you might create a power self-image. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy a new car. I'm going to dress better. I'm going to do all these things. But it still is a box. It might be a bigger one, but you still are kind of restricted in some way. But the self-image that so write down the next one, a self-image. So a self-image you build this week, you can write down a self-image I build this week if you want to change the words a little bit. A self-image I build this week creates a life without limitations of any type of box. So there is no box, there is no cage. People who are studying this material all the time, getting up in the morning, doing their 6 a.m. club day. So not like we've about 130 clients in the academy at the moment. And I would say, let me know, guys, who host the calls. Is there about 40 or 50 people on the 6 a.m. club every morning? Let me know. That's about half of our group showing up every morning. The rest may choose to do it in the evening. They choose to do it on their lunch break, whatever. That half an hour to an hour of mindset work that we need to have if we want to get the results. We just have to. You just don't get the results without doing the work. So you have to do the work, and it's easy. You can read and write and repeat and listen and watch videos. You can change your life. So cool. All right, now we're going to go on to the next page. Okay, if you want to get all of these again, I'm sure the guys are typing it in the comments, but also you can go back and rewatch the video. We're going to go to the next page. So the question is, are you caught in a negative or a positive cycle? Are you caught in a negative or a positive cycle? That's just a question you can answer. You can circle whichever one you think. So how can you learn to live the way you want to live? Well, you change your self-image and your paradigm, but we're going to talk to you more about that. So let's start right now to make those changes. What I want you to do, and maybe this is something you'll do in the 6 a.m. club tomorrow morning as if you join, or maybe you'll do it tonight when we're finished the masterclass. We'll be finished at about 8 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier. So what I want you to do is I want you to write out, so it says, let's start now. Write out all of the, and fill in the blank here, character traits that you like about yourself. Write out everything you like about yourself. So I'm friendly, I'm good to my neighbors, I'm good to my parents, I'm a good listener, I'm really good, this is about you. I'm very good at cooking. I run a great house, my kids are never looking for anything, whatever it may be. I'm a good parent, and this and that and the other. So write down all the character traits you like about yourself. And then I want you in the next paragraph, tonight or right now after the call or tomorrow morning in the 6 a.m. club, write out all of the traits that you do not like about yourself. And this is important because they're in there. And if we get them out onto paper, it's good. We can start getting rid of them. We'll be showing you on Friday how to get rid of a lot of these things. We have to let go or we'll be dragged. You've got to let go or you're going to be dragged. Dragged behind all of those negative ideas that you hold about yourself deep, deep down inside. They are part of your self-image. We have a good, positive self-image, and then we have a conflicting, bad self-image. And we need to be honest with ourselves, and you need to write those down so that you can start to remove them one at a time. I'm sure if you handed them to a friend, they'd be very, very quick to say, that's not true, But we have things that we were told when we were 0 to 7, and we've programmed them in the deep recesses of our mind, and they are dictating the self-image we allow ourselves to have about ourselves. So list them just like a shopping list. I'm confident, I'm brave, I'm strong, I'm fit, I'm healthy, and write down all the things you like about yourself. I'm good with money, I'm a great listener, I'm a great friend, I'm chatty, I'm friendly. Write them down. I'm a great organizer. I'm the one that organizes all the dates and the meetups and everything like my wife now this week is organizing a mom's night out on Friday night, because the moms have just, especially her circle of friends, they've all just done kayaking camp and cool camps, swimming lessons and all that. So they're having a night out. I think it's a really good idea. So that's a good character trait of June's, to think of getting them all together, and they're delighted that she's put it together. So yourself, what do you like about yourself and what you don't like? Let's write those lists out. That's another way of changing our self-image. And this is the most important one. I have a lot of the traits now that I'm proud to say openly. I think I'm a very good leader of my team and my company. I know I can get better, but I'm really good at using the specialized knowledge of people, empowering people, being a good listener, solving problems if they arise, getting stuff off my chest if I'm not happy about something without, playing the game. So I really wanted to be a leader. I had aspired to be a leader, but my self-image was that I wasn't a good leader. I used to work in the hospitality industry, and I remember being a breakfast manager of a 5-star hotel in Ireland, and I ran around the place doing everything instead of getting the team, the the staff to do it. So I would clean off the tables and seat people and meet people and greet people and take orders. And I wasn't a good manager. So when I came to be a personal development consultant and I wanted to get a team to help me to grow my business I just wanted to work with people. I'd been a lone ranger since 2005, self-employed entrepreneur, and always in small one-man operations, never having a team. And I always wanted to be a leader of a team. So I had to change that. My self-image was that I wasn't a good manager then, so how can I be a good leader now? So I wrote down, I lead a wonderful team. I attract a great team of people who want to work with me. They enjoy the way I lead. I had one wonderful lady after joining our organization and commented on that, if she made an error or something, that I'm like, yeah, that's great, no worries. She said that would have been like a lot different in previous jobs. So that's something I really enjoyed hearing. And it's something that I probably was afraid to start a team, because what about if I don't lead them well? I'll be a big failure and failing other people who rely on me for salaries and stuff like that. So that was rubbish. That was part of my programming that I got from being 0 to 7. I remember when I decided to leave the hotel and catering industry and study acupuncture and become an acupuncturist for 10 years. I remember telling my parents, because even though I was in my 30s, I still kind of said, hey, mom and dad, just letting you know. We do that, don't we? We have our own kids and our own families, but we still kind of almost look for their approval still, I remember telling them that you're getting on so well. I mean, you're always working in the top places in Ireland and you always get promoted. Why do you want to leave? And I said, I want to be the type of person who takes their kids and their wives to a 5-star hotel and stay there, not be someone working there. And they were like, oh, the big notions by himself. So I love them to bits. They've given me and my brothers and sisters an absolutely amazing life, and they gave us a great start out in life. But they never had that self-image that we are the type of family that goes to these places and spends that kind of money on a night out. Like, we should go to a B&B for 60 euros a night or something instead of a hotel room for 600 euros a night. But it's the facilities, it's the meals, it's the class. That's what I want for my wife is to experience, and we do that. So it is what it is. It was my goal and my dream, and it's very important to me. I'm not saying you have to aim for that yourself. Whatever your goals are yours. And changing your self-image attracts those goals, helps you to get the mindset shift that you need. So this is where it really started for me. I became a leader because I started to look at leaders that I admired. So this is the third page of the workbook that you're doing today, the winner's self-image. I want you to list and write down one trait from somebody that you admire. So, and then it says incorporate it into your new self-image. So write down traits from people you admire, name them and their trait that you like about them the most, and take it on as your own. Lesson 10 of this program here behind me, which is what our clients in the Academy study most of all, it's called Thinking into Results. Lesson 10 is called the most valuable person. And it's another look at leadership like we look at decisions like you've never seen it before. We look at persistence like you've never talked about it before. We look at lots of different things, but one of the things is leadership. And who would think you need a leadership lesson? Well, you got to be the leader of you in your life. If you have kind of sloppy self-leadership, are you going to lead yourself to do the necessary things every day to change your life? You have to. You have to be the leader of one. The leader of one will be the leader of many. If you don't lead yourself, you'll never lead any. And leading yourself to be more disciplined, leading yourself to make yourself the most valuable person. Everything I did before was beating myself up because I'm not good enough for June. I'm not good enough for my kids. I'm failing them. And that was a crappy motivation. I would look at wonderful people that inspire me, like Donald Walsh in Tralee, God rest him. Joanna O'Riordan, the lady from Cork, born without limbs. Or Mark Pollock, that Irishman who lost his sight. And then he hiked to the North Pole, wasn't it, for charity. And then lost, he had an accident, and now he's a quadriplegic, and he's donating his body to making exoskeletons in science, so he can walk again. He's a very inspirational guy, but I used to look at them as my motivators before I invested and worked with a coach. And that was a negative way to motivate myself. I was looking and saying, how come they can? And you're such a waster, you're such a failure. Look at those people. I would look at the Better Ireland Awards. I love that show. It should be on every day rather than once a year. And I would be like so inspired, but also beating myself up about not being good enough. So this is where it all changed for me. This is how I changed my self-image and changed my results. I named people. So I'll show you their names here now. Steve Jobs wasn't the most amazing gentleman to people, his team. I have a different leadership style, more of an arm around the shoulder kind of a person, really listens and tells people, just don't worry about it. You know, we all make mistakes, you're grand, let's go, let's get over it, let's move on. He was very critical, but the guy changed the world. You know, he belittled people in front of people and all that. But what I like about him is the one trait. I'm not modeling myself on all of his traits, but that one trait I love about that man was he was a visionary. He wanted to be the best storyteller in the world. Did you know that? He loved that we use phones to tell stories. You know, we tell stories to each other, but I broadcast about my business on my phone. I'm telling people a story on my phone. So that's what his goal was. He wanted to connect people in the world. He wanted what he saw on Star Trek, Deep Space Nine or whatever, where they would, they touch on the thing, and like we touch on our earphones now, so they can talk to their monitor, and they would hold the monitor and look at each other across the universe. You know, that was a pretty cool goal. I love that he was a visionary who would not take no for an answer. And you know, I was on a dialogue with Laura, who's like the real cornerstone of our company. She's an amazing woman. I hope you get to know her over the week. And we were texting over and back, and you know, she was like giving me advice, and I was like, nope. Sorry, thank you, but no. You know, so I have that trait, a visionary. That my vision is like my fourth child. We've got 3 kids, and my business and my goals, I can't balk on them. Like, I can't let them down. I can't starve them. I wouldn't starve my kids. I can't leave them go without clothing and shelter and food and love. My goal is as important to me because my team rely on me succeeding. My family, I've made financial commitments. So I treat my goal as gently as I do my children, but I don't ignore it. I don't ignore any of my kids. And I don't ignore my goal. So Steve Jobs inspires me to be that type of visionary that will not waver. The goal has to happen. That's it. Okay, so I like that about him. Now I've put down the second place, my daughter, Layla. She's 11 on Friday last. She's got some tenacity, that girl. She's a very persistent young woman, and I love that about her. So my own daughter is one of the people I've done. And the next person I'm going to say is the aforementioned Laura. Laura always goes the extra mile and really inspires me to do the same. You know, never has dropped the ball, never let me down, never let herself down. It always goes the extra mile. So there's just 3 of my 6, but I could write down 50. I think of so many people. So Steve Jobs, visionary. Layla, tenacity, persistence. Laura, going the extra mile. Impression of increase, we call it. Doing more than is expected of you. You know, going the extra mile. So why do I like those traits? Well, I want them myself. I want to have that tenacity. I want to be that type of a visionary always. And I want to be somebody who people say they go the extra mile in that company. You know, the greatest testimonial is when our clients speak well of us. It's lovely. So when you have written these down, I want you to create an affirmation with all of the characteristic traits that you're incorporating into your new self-image. So create an affirmation with, I don't think there's a blank meant to be there, but that's okay. Create an affirmation with the 6 character traits that you're going to incorporate into your new self-image. Now, I want you to write down number 1. So I am a visionary. Number 2, I have tenacity and persistence. Number 3, I always go the extra mile. And what you're going to do as your homework is it says time to recite these. So I want you over the course of this week, every day, this is what I like to do. I like to set my alarm for like 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock, every 3 hours. You know, very simple. Hey Siri, set my alarm for 12 o'clock. And
I set your alarm for midnight tomorrow.
Yeah, you can sugar off. I won't be doing it at midnight. But anyway, 12 p.m. tomorrow. So 6, 9, 12, 3, and 6 again tomorrow, 5 or 6 times every day, my alarm goes off. And someone's like, what's the alarm for? Oh, don't worry about it. I'll go to the bathroom, I'll go to the mirror in my bedroom, and I look in the mirror, and I'll say, I'm a visionary, I'm confident, I've got tenacity, I'm persistent. Now, my present self-image, when I start a new self-image script, or when I start my paradigm, they're going, nah, not true. I'm going to teach you about this on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Why that little BS voice has its power. Why it's like, that's not you though. I see a wonderful lady here, Yvonne. I think she believed in my belief in her a lot more than she believed in herself when we got started together. But everyone's seeing her just glowing on the screen, the confidence, and she's growing her business. But, you know, she started this type of stuff, what you're getting the opportunity to do. It might feel a bit embarrassing. You might feel like an imposter. But guys, the biggest imposter is that negative inner voice that I'll be talking about probably over the weekend in the high level mindset I'll teach you on Saturday and Sunday. This voice can absolutely help you to change your life, but all the while, at the moment, it's a little bit restrictive. You can't do that. You shouldn't wear that. You're too big in that. You don't wear those type of clothes. You don't go to those type of places. It makes you feel uncomfortable. Now, why would anything do that? Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. Our second lesson is called Get Off the Roller Coaster. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that, okay? So let's get those affirmations going. Give yourself some times tomorrow to do them into the mirror, and we'll chat tomorrow evening. You can let us know how it's going for you. I promise you will feel like a bit of a silly billy, but who cares? We already have, it's like, what do they say? Eventually, if you tell yourself something long enough, the lie becomes the truth. Well, we are telling ourselves a lot of lies every day when we're holding ourselves back and telling us who we are not. And that's not true. It's a conditioning. It's from the media. It's from your circle of friends. It's stuff you've picked up. Maybe you had a very critical partner once upon a time, and that stuff stuck with you. I remember speaking to a woman last September, and the tears started on the call. We were on a Zoom together. And this lady had been held back, I think it was for about 13 years by somebody. And they have changed their life like night and day. They have an amazing business now that has multiple sources of income, and they bloody inspire the hell out of all of us, especially me and some other people that she really connected with. That was the lies. That was, yes, you might be writing down, I'm tenacious, or I have great strength, I have great attitude, I'm a millionaire, whatever. You might be saying this into the mirror and going, this is crap. But the crap was what she was hearing over and over, what she had been told by somebody that wasn't being very pleasant. We see this all of the time. You're never going to earn that money. Why would you do that? And then they first of all, they mock you and laugh at you, and then they go, come here, how are you doing that? That's amazing. I got it all, I can tell you. I still get it. I still get it on Instagram, Facebook, every day. Couldn't care less. It just doesn't bother me. They're not on the same vibration as me. I'm not better than them. I'm not worse than them. I'm doing my thing and helping a lot of people along the way. So feel like it's an imposter syndrome. But I tell you, the imposter syndrome is already what you're not letting yourself do. Okay? So the last little bit today of the worksheet is, this is your homework. So I want you to take a picture of this, complete your homework, and take a picture of yourself with your homework done. You don't have to tell us your details. You can just have a picture of it done. And I want you to, Yelena is going to put an image up saying homework day 1. Now, you can do it tonight or you can do it tomorrow. But do it before the 7 p.m. call tomorrow evening, because on the 7 p.m. call, a marvelous lady in our company, Megan, is going to have a list of everybody who put in an image of the homework. So we've currently got about 75 people watching live with us. I want to see 75 selfies with the homework sheet done today or tomorrow. Right up until tomorrow evening, you've got a chance to do day 1 homework. We'll pick a winner of the homework, and then we'll be sending you a copy of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which is like the grandfather of personal development. Those books started the whole personal development industry. It's an incredible read. It's amazing stuff, okay? So I'm seeing some nice comments here. Let's have a look. This is cool. So the day 3 homework, what goes on this, okay? Number 1, just a personal goal. Just write down something that you want to achieve. Not too heavy, whatever it is. Personal goal for me, I'd love to do a triathlon, the whole thing. I am going to be doing the cycle part of one soon. Another amazing guy who actually watched one of our masterclasses back last September. Wonderful guy. We all love him in the academy, a guy called Alan. He's going to do the swim. I'm going to do the cycle, and I'm not sure if we've confirmed our runner yet, but we'll get them. So I want you to write a personal goal. So that's a personal goal you want to achieve. Number 2, a professional goal. Now, a professional goal would be a money goal, a career goal, whatever it may be. Write it down, just short and sweet. And just say day 1 homework, personal goal. One of my personal goals is, the bucket list. Like, I want to sing a song at each of my children's weddings. So there's 11, 8. And 6. So I have a long way, but I'm planning for longevity, maybe it'll be 20 years or so, 25 years, who knows. That's cool to have that kind of goal. Another personal goal, I want to see my wife fulfilling one of her dreams and walking the Camino. So that's a personal goal of mine, even though it's hers. I want to be at home with the kids as she goes off on her own and does that beautiful walk. So professional goal, well, my current professional goal is to see everyone that works in my team having absolute 100% financial freedom, living their dream lives, whatever. That's all I dedicate myself to now, is helping them to get to the next level. Number 3, what is your personal goal? Whatever but mine. What's yours? Further your career. If it's, I put the professional goal, I always put the money stuff in there. Put the money stuff into the professional. It's usually from a profession that you will get money. Maybe you'll do up a house and have an Airbnb that's giving you passive income all the time, that type of thing. Get somebody else to do the cleaning and the tidying and the turnover, and have a nice little multiple source of income rocking and rolling in. Very passive, very easy. Number 3, I want you to write down, this is really cool. What is the mark you want to leave on the world? And you know what? What is the mark you want to live? Don't think about the legacy you'll leave behind. What's the legacy you're going to live right now? So I live a legacy that I'm usually one of the only dads that goes to the swimming lessons and the camps and all the football matches, and at the playground, it's typically mums and me. I've created a life that I work my backside off, but I work within a very set amount of hours. Is when the kids are usually at school, or if they're at camp, I work then. And then I'd make a lot of evenings off, a lot of time off during the day to be with them. And that's just what I wanted. My dad used to cycle out. We only had one car, so he'd cycle down to the village early in the morning. I barely saw him going, and then he'd be home very late at night. And then he'd usually have to go to the bog or go help a local farmer or something. So, he gave us everything he could. The shirt off his back. What a great example he gave me of how to be a good husband, how to be a good dad. But I didn't see a lot of him. And when I did, then he was very tired, and he'd always come out and kick a bit of football, but typically didn't get to go to a lot of matches unless they were at the weekend. So I just looked at that and goes, I want to be there for them all the time. So usually June and I attend most things together with the kids. That's a legacy I want to live, the legacy. So I'm creating a lovely environment in our home that I want the kids to bring their friends home from college, and, a gang of them come down. We're going to have a lovely electric picnic type garden here with, a place to meditate, maybe a plunge pool for ice plunge in the morning, ponds for ducks and fish and stuff like that, polytunnel, a really nice place, a really nice place where they'll say, wow, your mom and dad have such a cool house. They can come down, we can be here, and they can be partying up there. We won't hear any noise, We're building a shed now. It's going to have my office upstairs, but downstairs probably have a pretty cool games room. So if it's rainy days and they're with their friends, they can go in there, maybe pool table or whatever. So I want to live the legacy. So what is the mark you want to leave on the world, or you want to live right now? What is that legacy? I don't have a charity yet, but I am going to create one. There was a very big event happened in our family this year, and it gave me that aha that I was always looking for. I wasn't going to force it, like a not-for-profit or whatever, but the world gave me the intuition of unfortunate circumstances, but that's going to take place. That's the legacy I'm going to live, not going to leave behind. Well, I'm going to leave it behind, but I'm going to live it right now. At 40 years of age, I'm going to start it now, and hopefully I get to watch it for the next 50 years, and that'll be not a bad old return. So that's your main homework. Do all of the other writing as well, but this is the main homework. Just write down what's the goal and think about it then throughout the week, because maybe you right now don't think you can achieve that goal. But as you adjust that thermostat, as you work on your self-image and your paradigm this week, you are the person that is going to get those results. I am not the Declan that very scared, very afraid, went to June and I was like, sweetheart, look, I talked to this person 18 months ago, 12 months ago, 6 months ago, and she goes, look, I knew this was coming, and you're dead right. She goes, you're trying it on your own. You've got all the shelf help books. I bought everything, and I just wasn't getting the results. And she got an interview with them as well, and she says, do you know what, there's great integrity in this. Just go for it, for feck's sake, just go for it. My brother James went to bed one night, didn't wake up the next day, unfortunately, passed on. And we looked at that and it was like, life is short, do it, and I just got a few grand here and there, made it happen. So I know what it takes to go from, being really stuck, really afraid, really uncertain. And this is what it is. There's no secrets. I say the secret to Think and Grow Rich, you're learning it because you've opted to be with us this week. So we're giving you everything. The only thing after that is the daily doing of this. You got to do it every day. And I think you will. When you get clear on your wants and your goals and your dreams, you will dedicate your time to doing this. Okay, so now you have all of day one. You can rewatch it. Some people do watch the replay. If you are watching the replay, please let us know. Please type replay. Don't forget the opportunity for the 6 a.m. club is there. The link will be posted in our chat. You have permission to join us Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But after that, then it's only members who decide to stay on and become full-time, fully fledged members of the Academy. Don't worry about that yet. We'll talk more about that on Thursday, how you could do it if you so watch. Okay, so let me have a wee little look here at some of the comments, because I'm seeing them, but I just want to address you by name. On my screen, it just says Facebook user. So I really want to call out your name, and I'm grateful for your comments here. Okay. Very good. I want that book. I'm winning that book. Go on. That's a good, confident attitude. Alrighty. So I'm going to read some comments. If I don't read some of yours, please don't worry. So Norma asked the question, can you repeat that? You see, because it's so I think it's all there. I can read back over everything one more time before I bring the meeting to a close. Maria, you've helped me immensely. Thank you. Thank you too, Maria, for your kind words. Caroline, self-image is so important. Really take your time with this. Don't rush it, and be honest with this. Yeah, I love that feedback. Donna, hey Donna, how's it going? Helping so many, very inspiring. So glad that I've discovered this workshop. Well, we're glad to have you here. I remember when you joined as well, you put a very nice comment in the group. So thanks for that, Donna. You're bringing a wonderful energy, and you know what? You do get back what you give out. So really plug in this week. You're going to love it. Yelena says, I wish everyone was so aware you get to choose who you want to be every single day. Every day you open your eyes and you get to choose your behaviors, your thoughts, your actions, the clothes you wear, the food you eat. Yeah, it's true. And until such time as we learn how, we're just habitual creatures. That's the paradigm. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Denise Larkin, hi all. I'm delighted to be here. Looking forward to continuing work hard on my goals and dreams to reach my goal. Well, you know what? We don't mind a little bit of hard work, but you don't have to work really hard. You know, it becomes easy. It's writing, reading, and repetition, and everyone can do it. God knows we're watching enough stuff on our phones already every day. If you can watch a life-enhancing lesson once a day, change your life. Easy peasy. Fanula, how's it going? It's a lovely profile picture you have. She goes, I'm loving this. I'm over 50. You're what? Over 50 and only starting to work on my self-image now since joining the Global Mastermind. Oh, cool. You're with the guys in the Mastermind. That's awesome. Dusan's here. He goes, in order to lead others, you need to lead yourself. Beautiful stuff. Let's have a quick scan through. Oh, thanks, Yvonne, in advance. She says, Declan, so inspiring and always so helpful. He's an expert in his field and has a way of teaching this information. It's improved my life so much. He also is a great team to support us every step of the way. Well, thank you very much. What I love as well is 100% of my team became clients first. They were clients, they watched what we did, and then they, I put out call out saying, look, we're expanding, and it's only ever going to be clients of mine that work with us because I know they understand how to make this work. We don't have any dramas, we don't have any problems. Anything pops up, we fix it, and we fix it with an amazing attitude. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to live, never having to worry about the boss or the people you work with. Everyone is good, a very good person with great intentions and vulnerabilities, and they feel like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough. It's like, well, you're going to learn it. Let's do it. So, Aoife, how's it going, Aoife? Good to see you again. We had a good chat this morning. We did a nice study lesson together, myself and Aoife this morning, and all of our team. The self-image is such a powerful tool. It can work for you or it can bring you down depending on how you see yourself. Be kind because you deserve to be treated as you would treat others or your best friend or loved ones. That's beautiful advice, and there's been an amazing transformation in that young lady, I can tell you. Dusan, Bob always says how you should never stop working on your self-image. Oh, completely. Well, it's going to work on you. You know, it's going to bring you to a place you kind of don't want to be. And then we blame ourselves. Like, we blame ourselves, and that's what I talked about at the beginning about this ignorance. Like we beat ourselves up so much, and then when people start getting results in the academy, immediately they're like, this can't be the program, is it? Like, it might have just been a luck or a chance. Like, why don't people own that success? But they're very quick to own their mistakes. Oh, I'm such a waster. I start stuff and I never finish it. That's your paradigm. It's not you, So it works both ways. Yeah, Dusan, it really does. Until we learn, we're the ones that change the thermostat. So Magdalena says, you're right, Declan. Who cares if it looks silly? It works. Oh, big time. I don't care. I hold up a gold card and I could be sitting in a train opposite somebody. God, I wish for those days again soon. Heading off to a seminar on the train somewhere. I probably won't. I'm after buying myself a very nice car, so I'll probably drive to all the seminars now. Matea Bogdanovich, hello there. I recognize that surname. She goes, it's really helpful. I'm going to guess that is Dusan's sister-in-law. Or sister, maybe. I don't know. So Amanda says, it's easier for us to program ourselves with positive truths than it is negative ones, and that's our innate truth. Yeah, really good. And it takes a bit of time at first. Like, I love the fact that if I go to the gym, I don't go as much as I used to. I can now do like 10 press-ups without like falling on my blooming nose. You know, I used to be like 4, 5, but now I can do them because of repetition. But it was hard at first. But like looking in the mirror and saying, I'm so happy and grateful. I'm a great leader of an amazing team. We've earned 500,000 this month. You know, it's like, ooh, that's crazy. But I say it, and I believe it, and then I start being given all of what I need to make it happen. Okay, so Megan is here. Molly, it's a heavy heart. I see your name because she was just so close, holidaying here last week, and we didn't get to meet. This is a shame, but it will happen soon. I'm really looking forward to meeting you and your family. So she goes, confidence gives you strength with style, and you are a very stylish lady. Really good. So Mary Conroy says, very tangible. Donal, honest, kick yourself up and down. Thank you, and like all of us. Okay, really good, Mary. Elaine says, yes, doing the homework is vital. Guys, I hated homework. Like, June's a teacher, and I was like, oh man, I hated homework. But I do this stuff. She goes, look at you now. I'd be up at 5 in the morning, writing out my self-image script, writing out who I am, how much I earn, how I lead the team, the amount of time I have with the kids, the way I speak with my parents, you know, how I help people in my community. I write that out every day. If you follow me on Instagram and you go through, you'll see like time lapse of me speeded up doing my writing. It's vital. I mean, it's changed. This lady Elaine is they're such a wonderful person, and I saw herself and her mom breaking their backsides laughing last week on Instagram. I was just so happy to see. It's her new career, and her mom was helping her with it, and they were just having a skit and a laugh. She looks like she's really living her best life. And again, that kind of terminology. It used to be like, oh, that's all crap, isn't it? That old personal development stuff, such a joke. But it's not. It's real. And I think we're one of the best in this country, if not beyond our borders, at doing this. And it's all about accountability and authenticity. So I can see it's 8 o'clock. I need to bring this meeting in for a bit of a close. But Julie says, I want that book and I'm winning that book. And who's going to back against Julie? I don't think so. We had a guy called Brian Kelly, a couple of masters. He won 2 nights in a row, this man. And you know what? He gives out some good energy and he gets it back. Andrea is tagging someone there. Good. So where do we post the selfies with the completed homework? Great question, Stuart. Yelena will put a picture up. So wait a while, get your picture, and when it gets posted later on, that's where you put your homework, okay? Cut the Zernus, she goes, that's me too. Thank you, Declan. I love this, thank you. Magdalena says, we know you now, Declan. It's hard to believe you used to be scared. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, it was all fake. I was faking it to everyone. I'm good. How are you? Good, good, good. And I could be like this in the bar, you know, with my friends watching a match. Dec, yeah, I'd be so worried about, Jesus, what about if, you know, I'm going to tell you a story in Athenry. And I used to watch people like Jack Canfield, Tony Robbins. They all had a sub story. And I was like, oh, that's just the thing. You have to have a sub story. And it's all made up. But then I actually realized I have a sub story too. But I think a lot of people who do this work, especially everyone on my team, they didn't just want to study it and learn from me. They were like, I'd love to work with you and be part of your company and stuff. I think everyone really wants to give back when you learn how. And you can't kind of just go around the place lecturing people. You choose your audience, and you'll typically find people asking for help, and then you can really help them. So yeah, I definitely was scared, really scared, Magdalena. Honestly, really, really scared. So Sandra Maillard says, thank you, amazing class. Oh, thank you too. And I accept. I used to be like, stop, anyone could do it, but no, I accept. So, and Norma McGuire, thanks so much. She says, all right, well, thank you too. Everything you need is here. You know, all of the answers to everything we filled out is here. If you need to leave, that's fine. I'm going to read over everything one more time. So it starts off with, most people go through, why don't you maybe try and record this on your phone, go into your recording and just record it so you can play it back later on. Most people go through their entire life most people go through their entire life with no understanding of self-image and paradigms. I am making a committed decision today that I am not going to be one of those people. So that's the first 2 paragraphs. Third paragraph, you see, because it's a cybernetic mechanism. The self-image you hold of yourself sets the boundaries in your life and in all that you do. If you have a small self-image, you build a tiny box around yourself. If you have a big or power-filled self-image, you build a bigger box around yourself, but this one you're kind of restricted in, guys. So the self-image you build with us this week, and I want you to be here. I want to see 75, 85, 100 names like live with us Friday. A lot of people start things and they teeter off. Don't be one of those people. That's your paradigm just pulling you back or knocking you off guard. I'm going to explain more about that tomorrow. And why would we ever be born with a system like this that keeps us from our dreams. I don't know why, but it's there. And to me, it's the meaning of life. Learning how to adjust this helps you to create amazing results, you know? So the last line is, the self-image you build this week creates a life without any type of limiting box around you. Effortless freedom of choice. It's gorgeous. Okay, next page was, are you caught in a negative or positive cycle? How can you learn to live the way you want? Write out all the traits that you like about yourself. Write out all the traits you don't like about yourself and get them out in the open once and for all. And then the last piece is, the last couple of pages are this. Write down a name of someone you admire and the trait you admire about them. Take it on as your own. In these 6, I am decisive. I am confident. I am brave. I am focused. I am disciplined. Whatever it is, write them down. I am, and the word, the trait. And then recite these into the mirror multiple times tomorrow. So I've written down 6, 9, 12, 3, and 6 tomorrow. That's when I'm going to be doing my new self-image. I'm going to do this along with you this week. Last of all, it's written down, you are also going to require to make 1, D, and 2, C. So 1 is a decision, and 3 is commitment. You've got to decide you're going to make these goals happen, and you've got to be committed, okay? You've got to be committed. You've got to show up for every lesson this week, and you've got to do the homework. It will work, so you've got to commit yourself to doing that. And this is the homework sheet. A personal goal, a professional goal, and a legacy you want to live right now, or a legacy you want to leave behind one day. What's the impact you're going to have on this world, okay? So everybody take care, and people are going to enjoy tomorrow. That's great. I believe it's one of Declan's big goals. Oh yeah, please create a similar course for children. Well, that's what Bob Proctor read out today. He was very impressed. I'm going to leave it at this one. I remember coming out of the church that's on Sunday Mass, and there was a man standing up on a milk crate, you know, that you'd carry milk bottles around in, or, you know, the ones that they have bottles of Bulmers in or whatever. So he stood there and he could get up and he had I promise if you give me your number 1 that I'm going to do this, that, and the other for the people of South West Kerry. I saw none of that. You know, I've never seen, and I have no problem against politicians, but in my lifetime here, I have not seen a lot of jobs being created, a lot of promises and no jobs. We've been really forgotten about it. You hear a lot about Donegal and places. Well, we're right out in the periphery as well. So it's local SMEs, local entrepreneurs that create all the jobs here. You know, we did have like, there was one thing. It's the legal aid. If you apply for legal aid, the department is here in Carsavine, and that's a very good employer. And it was put there by a local politician, very well known, and minister and all that. But I looked around and I see entrepreneurs making this community tick, and I want to do that. So one of the courses I want is to do this for teenagers, mostly people who want to start a job. I don't want them to all go to university and stay gone. I want them to have an opportunity to create a business here, or create something that they can employ people like I did. Like I employ people. I live on this island, and it's really cool, you know. So spreading it around is one of my goals. Yeah, and definitely for children in time. I haven't got that calling yet, but when it feels like I've got to do it right now. My first set of goals was for me and my life and my family and the house. The next set of goals now is all about this company and the team and everybody, all the clients. That's my focus. But I think in time I'll definitely be doing something like this for children. So thank you for that request and that comment. Right, let's go. I just said this is going to be short and sweet, an hour and 10 minutes. I'm always going over time, but that's all right. That's my paradigm. See you tomorrow morning. Just a reminder, the 6 a.m. club is live on Zoom, not on Facebook. Yes, yes, yes. You've got to get onto Zoom. Please be respectful. It is a place to study. These people are taking their lives very seriously. Show up, turn your cameras or your mics off until you're maybe asked to share, and observe what we're doing. This is people who've invested in themselves. They're spending time with us in the morning. So, you know, be respectful of it. We'll have someone monitoring the call anyway. And, you know, it's a great gift. We've never done it before. So let's go. Okay, everybody, thanks for being here. Somebody said awesome from start to finish. The time does fly. I think we are having a lot of fun all the way. So take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we are going to be doing a bonus at 12 tomorrow as well, just an interview with somebody. Okay, bye-bye.